Hey everybody, welcome back to Pixel Junkies. This is the Pixel Junkies podcast.
Hello.
Episode 191. I'm one of your hosts, Rory.
We are joined today by me, Adam, Sandy,
hey,
Andrew,
hey,
and Aaron.
That's me.
As always. On every single episode of
I don't know why I'm
Pixel
listening to
Junkies.
this. It's just a 3-second loop they got off, like, Shutterstock or something.
You know, all that Shutterstock music. What are we playing today, Aaron?
Golf it again.
Why are we playing this piece of garbage?
Because it's got ice.
It's Christmas.
Yep, it is.
I suggested playing Steep.
That's like a candy cane, though.
Oh, man, you can eat
No,
it.
it's not at all.
it's yeah.
1-1-1. Except the ones are backwards sometimes.
Hey,
you got 10.
Hey, there you go.
All right, so what
man.
we're doing is
Hole
Aaron-
in one.
Fun.
It's going to be a chaotic video. Yeah, we're taking turns per hole on this game. So we're passing control around.
Oh, that's sensitive.
Anyway, so I guess we'll get into
You
it
move
as
the camera around.
well, once you lock in your putting position, that's it.
What?
Yeah, there's no going back. So you got to shoot that way now.
Good.
Don't fuck up. Anyway, so yeah, as Rory learns the controls, I guess we'll run through our topics.
Yeah.
First on the list, Adam went and saw Into the Spider-Verse.
With Sandy. So
Oh.
we both got stuff to say about that. Did you want to go first? You go first.
I saw it. It was good.
What
It
was
was
so...
you know what was really disappointing though?
What?
I wanted to get poutine, and
God,
they
here
fucked
we
it
go.
up. So I got
0 out
pulled
of
pork
10 movie.
nachos.
That's a Steam review right
You,
there.
you ordered poutine but got nachos?
Great
Yeah.
movie, great sound design, love
And
the
then they
visuals,
gave it
but
to
they
me-
didn't have a poutine. 0 out of 10.
And they handed it to me, and it was nachos. I said, "That's weird." No, it was pulled pork poutine, and they looked at it. Oh no, you're right. And they took nachos, and they dolloped on the spoon pulled pork, and then
It was gross.
they handed it back to me.
Is that what you sent me a picture of, Adam?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was, yeah.
Why
What-
did you send me that?
Because I wanted your reaction,
Oh.
because I thought, it's like, I want Aaron to say that this looks like feces. And you pretty much did.
Well, yeah, but I was trying to be super polite because I didn't know who made it. It's just like a really zoomed in shot of nachos. I'm like, did he make this? And will I be insulting Adam? So it's like, doesn't look very good. Could be better. But yeah, it didn't look right.
No, I did.
So
Oh
what-
no,
what
I've
these-
taken
It's
6
also
strokes.
it was a terrible looking poutine.
What are you doing?
What was nachos with pulled pork?
Yeah.
Well, what these nachos were originally was the nacho cheese sauce and tomatoes.
Yeah, it's a good
That's
poutine.
exactly what came
Okay,
out.
so
Here's
trigger,
$12.
trigger
Here's
is take the shot once you've...
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah,
This
yeah.
game is fucking hard garbage. So we went to see into the shut up. We went to see Into the Spider-Verse last weekend, and it's really good. I really enjoyed this movie. It's personally, I think, now there's still a couple of movies I got to see before the years. I got to see.
I heard
Bumblebee.
that there's a Jaden Smith song in it, and that makes me kind of hate it.
There
a little
is.
bit.
So I'll get to that in a second. But for me, right now, this is my film of the year. There's a few other movies coming out, like Aquaman and Bumblebee and stuff that might surpass it. Probably not. In the it's like so far, this is my movie of the year.
Who's Bumbleman?
Bumblebee.
Oh.
Did I say Bumbleman?
You might have.
I didn't hear
On the
anything.
off chance that you did.
Yeah. This movie has it's some of the best animation I've ever seen out of a film. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant CGI animation. I really, really enjoyed the acting. All the voice acting in this movie is solid. The characters are 100% solid. Some of the they nail, for a movie that has such a large cast as this, they nail all of the characters, and none of them feel overshadowed or overexposed. They're all there for the exact amount they need to be there. I really enjoyed the soundtrack, although the soundtrack is very like urban hip hop. So if you don't like that, you might not like the soundtrack. It does fit with the style, like the animated style of the movie, though, because it borrows heavily from a graffiti aesthetic in terms of a lot of the like, you know, when in fights there's a lot of like zoom lines and stuff. A lot of that are like graffiti.
You know,
stuff.
Sony's trying to patent that whole art style.
Oh, is it?
The style of animation.
I don't know if that's. I don't like that.
It's awful.
Shit.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
It's a good
That's what you're
animation
looking
style,
for.
but don't patent it. Let other people use it.
it's good that Sony invented Spider-Man.
Yes. It's really, really a lot of some great villains, a lot of really great reimagining of some classic characters. I don't want to spoil stuff, but there are some characters who show up in this movie that Spider-Man fans will be aware, will know, and they won't. And
Is Mysterio in this?
I can neither confirm nor deny. I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
a solid
I'm going to see
no
it
from
tomorrow
Adam.
morning, so
Yeah.
so Adam's keeping this pretty spoiler.
We
free.
had,
There's-
we had to talk about it without talking about
The
it.
only a couple of very minor gribbles. One of there's a character
I mean,
moment
it's
that happens
Spider-Man,
partway
Rory.
through that feels kind of rushed. I don't want to say because it is a massive spoiler, but that aspect felt rushed. It's not handled badly, but it just feels a bit rushed when the rest of the movie is so comparatively good.
Is it Spider Pig?
No, actually, Spider-Pig is Spider-Ham is awesome.
They,
You
yeah.
gonna play Adam?
I don't know how. Okay, there we go. Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
You're the only one with experience.
Aaron's
besides
got
Aaron.
experience.
Well, he'll have more experience than me because I'm gonna go keyboard and mouse. I've
Ah,
never
shit.
played it with keyboard and mouse.
So yeah, overall, this is a really good movie. I would highly recommend going to see this film at some point, even if you're not a Spider-Man fan, just because of the beautiful animations. This is absolutely must see for me of the year and my film of the year so far, and probably going to be my film of the year overall.
Would you see it again?
And
I would happily see it again.
So if a
actually.
short
I'm off
teaser,
for 2
we'll-
weeks. We should go see it.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
We'll also find out in 2 weeks if this is Adam's film of the
Yeah,
year
I would like to see it also,
on the 2018 in review show.
as well as Bumblebee.
So
Bumbleman?
Bumbleman.
Yeah,
So-
I will see B-Man with
Yeah,
whoever goes.
oh,
Stay.
it's staying.
I feel like there haven't been many great movies this year, but I don't know.
don't pull back at all.
I mean, what do
Yeah,
we got?
push
Like
forward.
Infinity
Yeah,
War.
Roy, as you know, it's very sensitive.
No,
we
but
got?
don't pull back at all is what I'm saying.
Infinity
like,
War.
as forward
I'm
as
gonna
Black
pull back as
Panther.
hard as I can.
Don't talk, Aaron.
Annihilation. Like, where's everyone's like thoughts on
listening.
movies this year? I haven't we got Solo and Ant-Man.
I haven't decided.
I have a list of the films
Jesus,
I've
Solo
seen.
was this year?
Yes.
It's been a week or year, I feel, in movies.
that won't be on my list. I haven't decided, but Solo.
Infinity
won't.
War's big, but I don't know.
Your turn, Aaron. By the way.
Tune in 2 weeks.
That's right.
Oh shit! Wrong.
They
And we'll have a actual discussion on our top things this year.
You got it.
on
Shitty dick.
Did you want to?
Not that note
Did
at
you want
all.
to list of some of the movies that came out this year? Because I wrote a lot of them down.
Well, we'll have
Well,
have
that'll
it on
be
the
in-
actual podcast.
yeah.
I didn't know. Well, you were just talking about it, so I didn't know if you want to bring it up. But
No,
anyway.
no.
Okay.
Unless you want to.
No, not really.
This is not a
Any
dictatorship
It doesn't matter. Speaking of
or
movies,
democracy. This is completely apolitical.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Do you like
Do whatever you
Hellboy?
want. It's anarchy here.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Do I like
anarchy,
what?
Hellboy.
I do. I like the Ron Perlman movies.
Me too.
Jesus.
Well, they're not making any more of those.
Oh, good. They weren't very good anyway.
They're
your turn, Andrew.
yeah, you're up. But they are bringing. There is now a new Hellboy.
Featuring the cop from Stranger Things.
That's correct. Yeah, I'm a little. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'm a little cautious about the casting personally, but
Firm up on your grip.
But more so, I'm cautious about the movie in general because the fact of the matter is, when it comes to acting,
Stick with it.
It's too easy. I find it too easy to get proven wrong by a trailer with regards to acting. Like, there's a lot of cases where we look at trailers and we're like, this guy's not good for this role, and then when you actually see it in action, it comes out really nice. I feel like Solo is the current example of that.
Of what? Of terrible trailers and decent movie?
Or trailers where people think the person can't act, but it turns out they do a really good job.
I don't think it was the trailer that made everyone think that. I think it was literally Disney coming out themselves and saying this is going to be awful.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that was part of it, but
So
I do
let's have it
remember
come out in
I do
May
remember
and
him
not
getting a
tell
lot of
anybody.
flack during the trailer, people being like, "Oh, I can see now why they think he was a terrible actor. He clearly sucks." And
I thought, I don't know, I didn't hate the trailer. I didn't like the music. I didn't like the fact that it had guitar in it.
it was really weird. It was like an
Very
electronic
obvious,
backflip thing.
Just kind of a generic guitar riff. I'm like, this doesn't fit with
Right,
Star
yeah, I actually
Wars.
didn't like the music either. But I think, but my point is, it'll be very hard to tell how good a Hellboy he is from the trailer. That being
Fair
said,
enough.
I would have preferred just have another Ron Perlman film. Like,
I don't.
Look at this cast.
I'm not massive on Hellboy.
that's fair. It's
Like,
not for everybody.
Like I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's like Angels and Demons, but superheroes. Is that like what
That's
it is?
pretty much.
But I don't know. It just.
Oh, you mean Angels and you don't mean Dan Brown?
No, I
Angels
don't.
and
I mean,
Yeah, I
Demons.
was kind of confused
Yeah,
there
I
for a
was like,
second.
what?
Cookie cutter Angels.
I
and
see what you're
Demons.
talking about.
Not Tom Hanks and Jen Erso, or whatever movie that was. That's a massive doorknob on that handle there, or that door there.
That's where the Keebler elves live.
Anyway,
You have the 32 strike.
it's just.
I'm in.
You get to 100, then you're maxed out. Okay, game over.
Game
Game
over.
over.
Next turn.
Here you go. Oh man, I know what I'm doing every time it's my turn.
Oh, come on.
Anyway, or you could let the clock run out. You only got an hour.
I feel like Hellboy was particularly suited to Guillermo del Toro's
Yeah.
direction.
maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Especially-
changing things into a much more lighthearted Suicide Squad-esque
Yeah, that's what I don't get about
comedy
it.
romp.
I guess that's it. Like, same thing about Suicide Squad is it feels like, and I kind of got it with the original Hellboy movie with the Ron Perlman ones as well. And it just felt like it didn't have an identity. It just felt kind of like generic action, sort of, with random characters that were super like vast in variety for the sake of it. So
I will say the Guillermo del Toro is pretty faithful to the adaptations. Although the adaptations themselves are not without humor, there are an inherently funny product.
man.
Good
Come
shot,
on.
right?
There we go.
10 shoot.
Um,
You saw cock.
That's a
bogey.
word, bogey.
but
It's boggy.
no, there's it's I don't know how I feel about this because, like, to me, I love Ron Perlman as Hellboy. Like, I
Yeah.
thought he did a really good and iconic job of that role. I don't want to dismiss. I forget the actor's name.
David Harbour.
I don't want to dismiss David Harbour because I think he could do a good
I like
job.
David Harbour a lot.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I think he's a good actor.
Also, just speaking
But-
about Guillermo del Toro, I've been recently rewatching some of his stuff. So I watched Pan Labyrinth the week.
Yeah.
Pan's
Great
Labyrinth.
movie. And that and Hellboy have a very
Pan
kind of
Labyrinth.
similar aesthetic. Did I say Pan?
Pan Labyrinth.
It's Pan's Labyrinth. is
Like
the
it's
name of the
somebody's
film.
name. My name is Pan Labyrinth.
God damn it!
Well, it could have been Pan's Labyrinth.
This one.
It
this
is
the name of the
Pan's
movie.
Labyrinth.
Yeah, but who's Pan?
The goat man.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Technically,
Carry on, Adam.
Well, so
Carry
his
on.
name could be Pan Labyrinth.
Yeah, that would be friggin' awful. That'd be really stupid.
That's a name.
Pan's.
That's the
Pan
kind of name that
Labyrinth
Ward would come up
Labyrinth.
with his D&D character.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Welcome to Pan's Labyrinth. My name is Pan Labyrinth. This is my labyrinth.
No,
Yeah,
What
Pan Labyrinth's Labyrinth.
What I'm saying is, like, those movies have a very unique visual style.
Yes,
I'm interested.
yeah.
I would have been interested to see because a lot of the pre-production was already done on Guillermo del Toro's version of The Hobbit. And I would have been
Yeah.
interested to see what that movie would have looked
Boy,
like.
I wish we had that instead. We would have
Don't
had
you
two
want
movies.
47 hours of Hobbit?
God, those. I remember back when the Hobbit, the first Hobbit to me was a lot like Man of Steel, and I remember
damn.
I got a lot of flack for shitting on it when it came out.
I like when
And-
Bilbo destroys New York or whatever. With,
Good job.
Now in
fucking- an
hindsight,
achievement.
it's amazing how terrible the first Hobbit movie is.
I like
They,
I
those
like it.
movies. I like all of them.
Yeah.
If
think they're
only,
okay.
if only to
You're
get
there.
more
Oh, is it?
screen time in that universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, I'll give you this. I enjoyed the first Hobbit movie, and I actually thought the second one was good. The third Hobbit movie, I think, is awful.
Have you watched
Yes.
the extended cuts?
I have not seen the extended cuts.
I would do that.
I
Because
should do that.
They're significantly better.
I bet. I
The
believe
third,
it. Yeah.
the third one really doesn't add much because it was already dragged out enough as it
Yeah.
was. But the first and second ones do add a fair
Well, I actually thought the second one was quite good.
Yeah.
The,
I should get 5 armies just to have it because I have the Unexpected Journey and Smaug. So I should just get it to have it.
Did you say that again? Smell.
Smaug.
Smell.
Smaug.
Smell.
No, I mean, and also just very briefly, speaking of kind of stuff, because you mentioned that this new Hellboy, Aaron, was derivative. Sorry, was derivative of the Suicide Squad, or had a similar feel. Something I thought that came out of DC that had a similar feel to something else was we got a Doom Patrol teaser trailer.
Who?
Doom Patrol.
Dude,
I don't know what that.
No, it's one of DC's more obscure intellectual properties. They're, from my understanding, now I don't know a lot about these guys, but think of like more, instead of being out and out superheroes, they're more pulp adventure. So think more Indiana Jones, Doc Savage, that sort of thing, as opposed to Batman, Superman.
Doom?
Yes.
Yeah.
The trailer for this
Doom Patrol sounds like a really dumb fucking Mountain Dew PR thing.
Doom Patrol.
Oh, we have one of those actually.
This put
coming
me
up. I forgot to put it on the
Patrol.
list, but we'll talk about it later.
There's it put me in mind of Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, not that they're out and out copying Guardians of the Galaxy, but they're going for that kind of like quirky style. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that was the vibe I got from it. We don't get a lot of information from the
There's
trailer.
a Gold Man and Ape Girl fighting Thimble Man or whatever that is.
Well, the Gold Man is played by Brendan Fraser, so
Haha.
you see what you got to do, Roy?
Yeah.
And eyes bigger than head guy.
Smoke that sucker.
Oh god, that looks terrible.
Isn't that what Patton said to when somebody was like, "What are you going to do with that cigarette?" Sorry.
There's just
That was terrible.
There's
I'm
a
sorry.
thumbnail from the trailer and shows the gold guy, and he looks real derpy.
Yeah, that's Brendan Fraser.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were joking about something in comics or whatever.
Nope. Literally, he's being played by Brendan Fraser,
Oh.
making a big comeback.
What's next on the list there?
Big comeback.
Well, I think it's not on the list, but
Kim
since Aaron mentioned it, I think we should talk at least about since Aaron mentioned Mountain Dew. I mean, Aaron didn't mention this
Oh
topic.
man, it's Do Watch 2019.
But you can actually pre-order some Mountain Dew now.
New flavors coming your way.
You can pre-order some Mountain Dew if you want to get to play the Division 2 early. You
Yeah.
can pre-order Mountain Dew.
What?
We've
You
reached
can pre-order a special flavor of Mountain Dew, and it gives you special access to the Division 2 like beta or whatever.
What
What's
in
the
the
flavor?
name of
You can get the
Poseidon
beta
They're
for
new,
free.
like entirely. What?
Crank.
You
Made
can get the
me think that
beta
was a
for
good
free.
idea.
You just sign up for the beta.
Or maybe it's like just early access to the game. I don't know what it is.
You
but
can also just pre-order the game and get early access.
you get
to
something
the game.
special if you pre-order the Mountain
Yeah,
Dew.
but you can pre-order Mountain Dew now.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
problem is
which
you
is
don't
good.
get Mountain Dew when you just pre-order
the
the
fuck?
game.
At what point in the universe are we gonna be able to pre-order a drink and
Now.
get like other incentives from it?
I just thought that was
It's
interesting.
just it's like
Nice.
you used to be able to pre-order games and you'd get like a little extra trinket for your game. I mean, it kind of works that way now, but it's kind of just stuffed up its own ass a bit. Now it's like you're pre-ordering the things that came with the thing you pre-ordered to
Yeah.
get access to the thing.
Well, the first sign of this to me is when it started being like pre-order the season pass, and it's like what? It's not. It's a digital. Why would I?
It's got to be access to the beta or something, because how would you pre-order a drink if there's a prerequisite to having bought something else also in order to get it?
Right? Yeah.
No, stop.
Like,
Stop.
I think there's
Stop.
if you're pre-ordering a drink, you
still
probably
wrong, what
already
the fuck?
pre-ordered the game, which means you already get like
No, I
3-day
wouldn't
early
want to.
access.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. I'll take it.
So I thought that was pretty wild.
Which is
Okay.
worth saying that
Yes.
on top of all the like 8 different versions of the Division that there are, that's just fucking even more chaos.
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
on.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's way too many different versions of the Division, and I have no idea what comes with
Speedball,
which
man.
one.
Don't you want gamer fuel?
That's what it's called.
That was gross. I don't know if you ever actually had gamer
This is
fuel.
literally what it's called, though. This is the gamer fuel. They're
was
bringing
it?
it back
What
for
was
the
the-
Division.
Wasn't that was the Halo 3 stuff, right?
Probably.
Kinda,
Yeah. That's
Oh, yeah,
right.
it's
Yeah.
access
Yeah.
to
Halo
its-
also had a pretty big Mountain Dew partnership back in the day.
So you gain access to its private beta, which I guess will
Oh.
be early next year.
The
Whatever.
sure. Yeah. Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah.
Whatever. I signed up for that like 6 months ago.
Yeah. You didn't have to pre-order
Oh,
no
right, this game
drinks
is
or
garbage.
Yeah.
nothing.
I don't need to pump sugar into my veins at all.
So, you guys like Men in Black?
Not really.
Yeah, that's alright.
I like the first one.
Okay, well, some people here are probably going to be.
Dark
I
shit,
think
we don't make another
what I
one.
like most about Men in Black was a combination of Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones.
That.
Yeah, but What if they made
Yeah,
a new one
that-
with Thor and Valkyrie?
What I really hope they
that's
don't
where I've
do
seen her before.
is an attempt at rebooting the franchise a la Ghostbusters.
The
That would just hurt
Oh,
my
baby.
soul. I think if they tried to do that, I
well,
would be very sad.
your soul's in for an interesting surprise. Because they are. I don't know.
God,
Well, I guess it would be a
Fucking
reboot.
awful.
They don't actually have
At this point,
an
I mean-
animation for the ball rolling.
People are very.
It was sliding. It was sliding on the ice.
Continuity is a very peculiar thing these days. So I don't know. Whose turn is it?
It's Aaron's turn.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So yeah, there's a Men in Black trailer. In my opinion, it doesn't look very good.
No, it has a very much, we are being directed by the guys who do Fast and Furious because those movies make a lot of bank.
And literally, it's the guy who did the worst of the Fast and the Furious movies.
What, 2?
No, way worse than 2. The
4?
latest one, the one with Charlize Theron.
Oh, I
The
never saw
Fate
that
of
one.
the Furious.
The Fate of the Furious.
Oh, is that the one where Dominic has to betray his family in order to not betray his
God
family?
damn
That's
it.
correct. That's the one I watched it.
Is that what happened?
I saw the whole thing. Sort of, yeah.
The ball-
yeah.
Because I remember I made a joke, I said, because we were all talking about it, and I said, what is, I bet, like, as in the movie, like, you're gonna kill your family, Dom, and I'm like, I bet Dom has to kill his family to avoid killing his family. That's the plot of this movie. Is that essentially what happened?
Yeah, he has to betray his family because Charlize Theron kidnapped his child. It's great. Terrific
It's
movie.
good that he had a child in all the other movies.
To be
The,
fair, he didn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
making a joke.
Oh.
yeah, that movie was terrible, and I forget, the director did one movie, though, that I actually quite enjoyed.
Rampage.
It wasn't Rampage.
I saw clips from that today because I still haven't seen the full thing. I saw the battle scene at the very end of the movie, and I feel like I've seen the whole movie, so I don't have to watch
Pretty
it.
well. It was on TV the other day. I was watching. I was like, this isn't terrible based on the source material, as little of it as there is. But then I was like, oh, it's the end of the movie. Oh, this is... I feel bad for the people that sat in the theater for 2
It
hours.
was the
to get to
Italian
this
job.
bit.
The Italian job. He also did the
Oh
Italian
man,
job.
Mac
That
Wild
was actually
Boy.
pretty good.
That was pretty good. I liked the Italian
With
job.
everybody's
Actually.
favorite guy who has one character,
But
besides Johnny Depp.
Jason Statham was in that.
That's what I'm talking about.
So Seth Green.
Yeah,
That's what
man.
I'm talking about.
Oh,
was
Steph was in
Aquaman.
that, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
So
Furiosa was
Charlize
in that.
Theron, bringing it back.
Yeah.
Mad
Yeah.
Max Italian job.
That was a much better Charlize Theron movie.
It was. Donald Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland was in it. That's
She
She
right.
does
Norton?
a cool e-brake turn in an old Mini.
Edward Norton. Yeah, Edward Norton was awesome in that,
He was,
actually.
he was.
Yeah, that's great. And so, Adam, are you a fan of Artemis Fowl?
No.
Okay, well, that means no one in here is.
Hey,
to be
now,
fair, I did read the
Why are
first
you making
book.
your
Wait,
assumptions about me? I do not appreciate that.
Have you read Artemis Fowl?
No.
Do you know what Artemis Fowl is?
Yes.
Oh.
I
Some
did
kind
read
of
the first
bird.
book way back in the day, but I remember almost nothing about it except that he's like a super genius.
That's correct.
And that he is a criminal enterprise, and he's like, I'm gonna take over the world. Also, I have a big plot with fucking fairies.
Also, he's 12 or 11.
I can't remember his
He's
name.
Or not.
extremely young.
Roy, that was almost a good shot.
Thank you.
Too young to have a movie made about him.
It's a Kids in Black.
It's so hard. Yeah. Oh man.
That, oh.
Tap that X.
It's
96
It
more
doesn't
attempts.
look good, I will say.
It
There-
looks awful.
There are not very many children's book adaptations that have been treated well, including The Hobbit.
What are you talking about? They bought a lot of stock footage for like 75% of their trailer.
Yeah.
This kid's never been in a movie.
And dressed up Judi Dench to look like the Green Goblin. Which wasn't in the trailer, but looks fucking awful. She's like Mrs. Claus or something in that fucking...
I forget who she
Gotta
plays.
go more. Yeah.
Okay, Jesus. Okay, calm down.
Oh, there you go. You got it.
So maybe a little bit more than
Anyway.
that.
92 more attempts. 92 more attempts.
You just mashed the reset button.
I thought that wasn't there an Artemis Fowl like Netflix series coming out that people were excited for? I thought that was
Not
like
anymore.
in the Artemis Fowl fandom. See, Fowldom.
Oh, ha.
That's what they call themselves, actually. I thought that
Get
was
the
a
fuck
big
out.
thing. I don't know if that's actually what they call themselves, but they should.
They don't have Tumblr anymore for all that porno, so they gotta go somewhere else.
Did you? Speaking of that, I might have mentioned it last week on the podcast, but did you see the Pornhub? The day that was announced said like, "Hey, everybody who's interested, we have like it's not just videos to be posted here. You can host artwork and blogs and all that sort of thing here. So all you non-safe for work artists who are looking for a home, feel free to come to Pornhub. I'm like, fucking Pornhub is more in touch with their community than fucking Tumblr. God damn it.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you know, sex sells, Adam.
Yeah. Did you? Apparently, they also did a thing where like for every. I forget what the ratio is, but they donated a lot of their own money based on how many views they got on certain videos. To like charity and stuff, and they helped clear the street. They helped.
Is it prostate cancer?
It might have been prostate cancer. I think because I think it was anal videos, male anal videos. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Just pegging videos.
Yeah,
male anal.
Yeah.
What else is there?
Gotta dig that cancer out, man.
Yeah, but like in terms of like male videos, there's really like nothing else you can do. It's like there's one hole and
there's docking.
I mean, I don't know. I guess.
Oh, we're done.
It's called Manal.
Oh man, we won.
Yeah, that's the podcast.
Let's change. Let's go do another.
Can we go to Pirates Cove?
Yeah, Pirates Cove, because that's actually apparently. So there's Pirates of the Caribbean movies are still in existence, and yeah, so they're going to be doing Pirates of the Caribbean movie. No Johnny Depp this time.
Yes.
I don't know what that is.
This is a potential reboot.
Yeah, I actually
You ready to
think
go
this
first,
is a terrible idea.
Yeah. Well, I go first.
Was it your turn?
Yeah.
It
Alright,
was.
go.
So here's my thing about this, right? I really like what Jason. So first of all, I actually think the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie is good.
Fantastic
Right?
movie.
So I
Oh?
Sorry,
really
who was Jason?
Jason Isaacs, the actor.
Okay.
So I really like what he said
Related to
about
Oscar?
Pirates of the Caribbean. He said, whether you like or hate Johnny Depp in the movie, Johnny Depp is the thing that takes it from being just an ordinary run-of-the-mill summer action film into something that's of the dimension that it is and of the scale that it is.
Absolutely.
And I actually really agree. And I think Johnny Depp is what makes the first one great and a big part of what makes the other ones awful.
Plus, he hit his
but-
wife a lot.
But I think
They threw a phone at her or something.
but I think
throwing
that
shit at Amber Heard, you cunt.
I think that to take him out
Oh shit.
is in a way to maybe make Pirates of the Caribbean worse. Unless you do a really good job. Because you can still do a good job.
cannons!
You can still make a fun
Now we get to figure out how to do this. Okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean movie, I guess. So I don't want to, shit all over this movie. But, it's going to be tricky to make a Pirates of the Caribbean
Can you
movie
hit something on the keyboard there from here? Because I can't. Okay. Yay!
that's as special as the first
You're
one.
welcome.
Thank you.
Right?
Your turn.
That is not just a fun pirate action movie, but is something that, it is this phenomenon like the first one is.
Well, I find it very interesting that Johnny Depp because he really helped make the character of Jack Sparrow. Like, not only was it because they had they was like, yeah, we just wanted an Errol Flynn thing, and he was like, no, we need to be this.
Yeah.
And I just find it funny that he went from that to having his lines fed to him via an earpiece in the latest one. Like, he just doesn't care anymore. He's such an asshole in terms of
Slap the controller.
what?
It was Adrian's turn.
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Just be better.
Start mashing X.
If you're gonna want to get in the canon. So yeah, it's very sad. I mean, even Jeffrey Rush, who loved Barbossa, who loved the character of Barbossa.
It's Barbados.
Carry on, Adam?
Is it? I thought it was,
No, it's Barbossa.
in the first one, and
You're
actually
thinking
would
of
call
Jason
up the
Momoa.
director. And, in the middle of the night, say, here, I was thinking about this thing for my character. What if I could do this? Even he apparently just didn't care in the fifth one anymore. So hopefully some new blood will actually turn the franchise around.
Yeah, I mean, and
no
I think
bugs.
that's good. I think it's good to be, hopeful, but the cynical side of me
damn it,
says
Aaron.
that this is going to be a generic pirate action
I thought
movie
you
and
wanted me
not,
to
the
claim.
special thing that the first one was.
Yeah.
I did.
It's hard to strike twice and that sort of thing. Who here is invested in EA?
Me!
Oh, well, unfortunately,
Aaron, please.
you have less money now.
Oh, why?
God damn it, Aaron.
Because EA's stock apparently has gone. Andrew put this on the list. I'm assuming he can tell us about it.
All right, go for it.
And that was Andrew with the weather.
All right, what are we talking about?
EA's stock. You put it on the list. I'm assuming you can tell us about it.
There are some days I wonder why we don't get any views. And
Andrew
some
is
days
a
I'm like,
weatherman.
Here you go.
Like,
So-
and now over to Andrew for the weather. Just sitting there with an Xbox controller. What? Okay.
So apparently Battlefield 5 is selling real bad.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
Maybe you should make an accurate war game if you're going to say it's
Maybe you
accurate.
shouldn't
When was the last time Battlefield made an accurate war game?
Bad Company 2?
Don't claim that it's an accurate simulation of war, though.
I don't think they did.
I'm pretty
I didn't
sure
find
they
a
did.
single claim of them
Oh, okay.
claiming that it was an accurate
Well,
war
I'm saying,
game.
I'm claiming
They
that
said,
they
and I
did.
quote Rory, this is an accurate war game. Shut up.
They
Not
would
that,
be-
not that it was like a turbo like Arma level simulator,
shot.
but that it was like, this is real warfare. But it wasn't.
Regardless of that, maybe don't call your customers uneducated and tell them not to buy the game. If they don't like it.
That also-
Now that's an interesting proposal, Andrew. Is that the thing over there?
Yeah.
Just gotta
Alright,
thread the needle.
take it away, Aaron.
I think you
Thread the needle,
you gotta
man.
thread the needle to the top. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
You moved it down right when I was clicking.
I thought it was moving on its own. I was confused.
All right.
It's like, what was going on here?
So it's sales are down. EA is a publicly traded company, which means
yes.
stock is basically what their company is made
That was
on,
a good shot.
is built on.
It's all right. I mean, you're all right.
Oh, you played it? You played it, Zandy?
What?
Did you play it?
I was talking about his shot.
Oh, they were saying you played
Carry on.
Battlefield.
No, I'm talking about
Andrew?
important
Apparently, the expected revenue for next year has dropped by like 3 or 4 hundred million,
Yeah.
something like that.
That's because nobody's going to
which
buy
isn't-
Anthem and nobody's buying Battlefield.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
well-
necessarily the end of the world in terms of their expected revenue because they're dealing with billions of dollars instead of millions. But their stocks have taken a huge hit. People are calculating, around the $20 billion
Oh,
mark
okay, that was.
on the stocks. It's down as low as it's been in 2 years, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. I think something needs to drastically change with the way EA does business.
Yeah,
I
I mean the stocks are
Nah,
gonna
it's
bounce
fine.
back up.
They
This
don't
is
need
not.
hundreds of millions.
This is not a permanent thing. Stocks go up and down all the time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But right now, anybody looking at the numbers, wow, this looks bad for them.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and whether we can quibble about how they marketed Battlefield, but I don't think they marketed Battlefield well.
No,
Like I think they did an
No,
abysmal job, to be honest.
Well, not to
plus-
mention that they've made like 700 million Battlefields in the last decade.
I think
Yeah,
it has
I-
more to do with
Good shot, Aaron.
how their customers are seeing the company now after coming off of the Battlefront 2 fiasco
Yeah.
and
Well, I mean, it's
various
just been,
other things. The insane microtransactions in FIFA.
I mean, it's just been one negative press thing for EA after another. You
Yeah,
know?
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
The and it's not like those are like punctuated. Like you can be a company that has a lot of bad
Good
press
shot.
in gaming, but if you punctuate those moments of bad press with sort of these like small moments of hype, you can sort of get by.
No, go through
Right.
the one on the left.
The one without the arrow clearly pointing hit this one?
Yeah, because that one's small and therefore hard to target. That means it's a better shot for you.
It didn't matter.
So I mean, but
Oh.
it's going to be exceptionally difficult if you just have no moments where people are, or your thing is, oh, we're waiting for something like Anthem, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, we're just waiting around for that to come out, and then people are going to like us again.
Anthem's not going to sell well.
And it is
man.
not. It's not going to sell well.
I've heard that people online who have, broken the NDA
Bastards.
about Anthem, and they said that it's not
Hey,
good,
Rory,
it's
how's
not
Anthem
fun.
going?
I can't tell you.
He can neither confirm nor deny.
That's breaking NDA, Roy.
You confirmed or denied it. That implies it's one or the other. Way to break NDA. Oh, what's that? Hang on. I don't know where my phone is. I was gonna do a bit, but I don't know where my phone is.
So yeah,
Sorry, I thought it would have been funny.
speaking about selling, so NPD Group, which is like a marketing research firm,
We're all familiar, Rory.
really,
Naturally.
You don't have to explain what it is.
released some sales figures for games. They track physical sales of games,
Okay.
if you don't know. So, and
Like discs and stuff, as opposed to digital copies.
yes, yeah,
Okay.
precisely. So, one of the things, a lot of the stuff that came out from their report for November was really predictable stuff. You know, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is still the #1 selling game this year.
What?
Yeah, see, I don't know how that's high selling.
I mean, I'm kind of with you, to be honest.
Because it's just like PUBG again.
But it's PUBG with a more recognizable name behind it that maybe like parents can figure out. Say, hey, this is the new thing that my kid talks about or screams at.
Yeah, that's a
I don't
good
know.
night. Yeah.
Well, I think what it is.
I'll pick one up while I'm refilling my prescription for, I don't know, Ambien or whatever.
I think it's that PUBG is still a broken mess, so everyone has moved on.
Yeah, nobody really cares about PUBG anymore.
I mean, that's why everyone moved over to Fortnite, because PUBG was taking too long to make.
Fortnite has Minecraft appeal, by which I mean it's
Cartoony?
It's cartoony, it's kid friendly,
It
while
works.
not being a kid.
I think it did originally. Oh man, is Pete on that one? I think it did originally, but obviously the original game of Fortnite that they announced like
There's a
8 years ago or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
at
Not a
E3,
battle royale game.
was not at all
No,
that.
not
It was
even
like
close.
a zombie survival game. That was the point. You survive for a fortnight.
Yeah, precisely, yeah.
That's what it was.
I like
So it's
how now it's just a title.
It's just it has nothing to do with what the gameplay is about. So, like I feel like
Jesus.
like Epic saw PUBG come out. They saw the success. And they said, "Well, we have a game that's like pretty easy to make. That I guess we'll do the same thing."
I will.
And then everyone moved over to that. And that's why
Right.
Fortnite is big now.
Yeah.
Plus, it does obviously have the appeal to like a younger generation with that sort of art style.
Fire one.
And it's free.
Yeah, free
Helps
a lot as well.
Free to what do we call it? Free to run.
Free to download.
Yeah. So I mean that's that. I mean I guess now like there's a division between
Oh,
people who like. Oh, I'm not going to mention that game at all. It has nothing to do with it. But a division between people who like that sort of art style and that gameplay, and then also people who like the more tactical gameplay of PUBG, but don't want to play PUBG because it's a broken mess.
Yeah, yeah.
So they've either moved on to super realistic shit like Scum,
Fire
which is
two.
a terrible name for a video game, or I guess moving on to Call of Duty, which is sort of PUBG again. So I guess I don't know. I can't wait for that. Like I was tired of zombies,
Yeah.
but I'm even more tired of battle royale dog shit now. Let's go back to zombies.
So Call of Duty still selling very well. Red Dead Redemption 2 obviously
Fire three.
selling extremely well. Taking a very high 4th place position was Fallout 76. And they've been selling very well. And
really?
yeah,
I thought
actually-
that game was performing under expectations.
I think
I mean,
people
I'm sure
are
it was
liking it
because of
under
the
expectations,
expectations.
but I feel like people are probably still buying it.
and that's
getting it.
that's to say nothing of digital sales, right? That's only physical
Yeah.
sales.
I mean, I played it the other day. There were still a lot of people in the lobby that I was playing in.
Yeah.
And it's been patched probably 3 or 4 times since I played it. So there's an FOV slider now. They increased the storage thing. They made it a lot more stable. It seems to run better in a lot of areas.
Yeah, well,
It's definitely not flawless, but
No, they've been rolling out fixes.
they've
like
definitely
crazy.
been working on it.
But
yeah.
that's sort of kind of my concern with when seeing the success is that it seems sort of encouraging of the mentality now that's really prevalent of the release and patch as opposed to
finished product
Well,
from the.
Yeah, I
Use
mean,
it.
in terms of like the industry as a whole, yeah. In terms of Bethesda, that's just Bethesda.
I mean, that's
Nothing
which is a
has
good point.
changed with
yeah.
them in like 15 years,
Well,
you
with
know?
Bethesda is normally just release
Yeah,
and let somebody else patch.
I think the
Well, yeah,
fact
true.
that I think the fact that it's multiplayer has exacerbated the problems.
Yeah.
But I agree with Aaron that's
I mean,
a Bethesda problem.
Oblivion was
anyways.
broken when it came out, and it stayed
Oh,
broken
yeah.
for a while. And you know, it got some patches and exploit fixes, but for the most part, it's still broken.
Yeah,
in
try
many
playing
areas.
Fallout on Windows 10. Have fun with that.
Yeah,
The
you need mods to get that to run.
yeah the
But you know, it's good that they're trying. There was a rumor that they were going to add loot boxes to it.
Okay.
I have no idea how much credibility there is
Well,
to
with
that.
some of the latest
Are you aiming for the thingy thing?
Yep.
patches,
No, what are you aiming for?
I mean, for the thing.
people have dug
Okay.
up.
Don't worry.
People have dug up
Oh, Oh God.
stuff in the Atom Store,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
the microtransactions thing, about lunchboxes. And if you've ever played Fallout Shelter, you'll know that lunchboxes are essentially loot boxes that you get. You open and you get skins or caps or whatever. And these in the Atom Store, they seem to be like, hey, buy 5 of these for this much money. So everything is pointing to, well, these are friggin'
Nice.
loot boxes in this game.
It
In
depends
this
on how they
$70
work.
title.
It depends on how they work.
Yes.
I think, like, if they are purchase only and they contain items that, once again, that impact the gameplay, PvP, like weapons and stuff, then that's dumb. Like if they literally contain in-game items, that's dumb. But if they contain items from the Atom Store, like other skins, at a potentially reduced price of atoms, so like if like a couple of the cosmetics you're looking at are 1,500, 2,000 atoms. If there's a potential to get those in a lunchbox for like 400 atoms, then I think that's an interesting idea. Obviously, it's all random.
They should get rid of everything altogether.
I mean, I'm not a fan. That's
In an ideal
that's
world,
too gambling for my taste.
it is gambling, but if it's within its own ecosystem and for a lot cheaper, then I'm more okay with that than it literally just being in-game
Your
items.
turn, Aaron.
So,
This game fucking sucks.
because I enjoyed that a little bit in the Division. Like, you really didn't need... Yeah, it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
You really didn't need it, but it was nice that, like, once you had done everything in the game, that you could then go back and, like, earn cash keys. So, like, there were loot boxes, basically, but they just contained random cosmetic items. And I thought that was kind of... It was cool, like, end-game content, I guess, if you had nothing else to do.
That's the problem with Destiny, though. That's pretty much Destiny's end game, and it still didn't give you anything to do.
Shit. Yeah, except it's really... I don't like it in Destiny, because it's like apocalyptically grindy. Like, I don't know, it's terrible.
Now Destiny's
It's
implementation
like, unlock
is-
this thing, unlock this thing, buy this thing to get this thing, and then when you get that thing, you can get 10 of these things, and you can get that thing. It's like, fuck off. In Division, it's like, collect fragments for a box, and then you get it. And all you gotta do is kill people, so you're constantly collecting them no matter what you do.
It'd be cooler if that box was just a mission reward.
Oh, shit.
An interesting mission, too.
You can get those for doing story missions, and, like, other missions throughout the game, but, like, once you're
Yeah,
done...
Just do that, though.
Well, I guess you can.
go.
I guess you could do that if you wanted to, but I think once you've unlocked them all and done all the story missions on each difficulty, then you don't unlock them anymore. But there's like... I mean, that's kind of what you just do anyway in the Division. You just play the game and you'll get key fragments.
I just really don't like the idea of being able to spend real world money on not know what you're getting. out of it.
Yeah, I think...
That makes me very uncomfortable.
You
I agree.
failed.
In terms of, like...
And I don't see why it's necessary to, like, if you want to make a case for microtransactions, then you can make that case, but I don't see how it's necessary to include the element whereby you don't know what you're buying.
Yeah, that's the thing. And, like, I guess in the Division you can buy the loot boxes with actual money. But
Over there?
you can...
turn-
if you want to use actual money, you can just buy the individual
To
items.
the right. To
So,
the
like,
right.
if there's a specific
There.
weapon skin or a jacket or something that you want, you
Yeah,
can just
yeah.
buy it with real money.
In between.
Or you can buy with the in-game currency, which you can earn as well.
Yeah.
But the caches, like, you can earn those just by shooting people, right? So it's like...
Oh, yeah, no, I understand
So
that.
I guess it's just an incentive to just keep shooting stuff, and you'll get random rewards for doing it. But if you wanted to buy something, then you can buy it. I don't agree with
Aaron, can you fire?
spending actual money on, like, a randomized loot box. I think that's stupid. But I don't know. It's a really weird. We're in a really weird spot in the industry, I think, right now.
I agree.
So it would obviously be preferable if it wasn't there, but I don't know how else they can. I don't know how else you
Andrew,
can.
this is Andrew's favorite game, if you didn't know.
I mean, I don't want to go down a rabbit hole again because we've talked about it 1,000 times, but I just don't know how else they can ask for money from a customer of an online game without it being scummy.
Well, you're paying $80.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're playing that game for 10 years...
You're
like,
not. You're playing it for a few months.
Are you, though?
Yeah.
What game are we talking about here?
Well, any multiplayer game. Like...
There are very
But
few...
the thing is, though, the Division 1 came out in 2016, and Division 2 is coming out in 2019. That's 3 years, right? Like, in the case of the Division, you're not playing the Division for 10 years.
Yeah, but how long is the Division 1 going to be online? Like, just because the second game comes out doesn't mean people are going to stop playing the first one.
I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point. But I'm saying I don't think you'd be hard pressed to find a lot of these games that have good 10-year life cycles.
There aren't going to be enough people playing the Division 1 to warrant exorbitant server maintenance costs to keep things up and running. Like, the servers are crashing because too many people are playing this game now.
But I mean, there's lots of ways to get. You can ask for. I don't quarrel with persistent online games that have cosmetic microtransactions, right? Like,
yeah,
I do.
I think it's done well in the Division though, because it's not intrusive. I mean, Sandy can attest; he's played it as well. I don't know your thoughts on it, but like, there's plenty of cosmetic items that you earn just by playing it. That they're not. You cannot purchase these cosmetic items. These are like story items that you can get. And it's really only the end game where it's like, hey, there's cosmetic stuff you can buy as well. And it took me a long time. I was like, finished the game before I realized like, oh, there's loot boxes in this. I didn't know there were any.
Yeah, but that's my quarrel is with the loot boxes. There are lots of online games that don't have loot boxes.
You can fire that.
But it depends on how integral they are, I think, to the gameplay. You know, like... If they're really intrusive and you need to buy them or earn them in some way in order to actually progress, then that's a problem. But if they're like way off in the corner and you can play the entire game without even knowing they exist, I don't see that as much of a problem, particularly for an online game.
I don't think you should be able to gamble in your games. I don't think there should be a game where you need to be 17 to buy it and you can gamble in it. You can't gamble if you're 17 years old.
I don't know. I think gambling in some games is okay, especially if it's a gambling game. Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you're actually gambling with real money.
Real money, the real consequences.
I'll just calm down there.
Kind of.
The thing with the Division, though, is I feel like you could play through, and that's exactly what I did, is I played through the main storyline, had a very basic understanding that there was an economy going on behind it, that there was extra things I could get, had no interest in it because I am dirt poor. But then, and when I was finished the main storyline, it seemed like you said it yourself, you play the game and then there's a whole second game beyond it where you add into the higher levels.
There is very much an end game, and the end game is an entirely different game in the Division.
Yeah, which is good in general, in my opinion.
It felt like the end game required that extra commitment of going out and getting these extra loot boxes or finding the stuff. I felt much more of a push.
Your turn, Aaron.
Where there weren't constant missions to feed me these rewards, but there were these boxes that were readily available. It felt like there was that much more of
that even the same hole?
Pretty
of a push to buy in and put in more currency.
But I'm curious where that push comes from. I mean, obviously they present them to you and say here they are, but they don't impact your gameplay experience in terms of like how much damage you can do and what weapons you can earn. Really, the only things that they impact are like what your guy looks like, and even that you can like. There's all kinds of outfits and backpacks. Well, actually, no. There's no. I think backpack skins are the only thing you can't get in the game without the caches. But in terms of like the end game, I don't know. I mean, it does very much change, and I think it's at that point where you can go, okay, I've had my 20 hours with this game, I'm done now, and like I'm finished the single player part of this game. Or you can go, all right, now I've reached like the MMO part of this game where it's a bit grindy, but I like the combat, so I'll keep playing it.
Yeah, far away.
That's nice.
Thanks for your output there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on what type of game you're into. But
to answer your question though, my sort of intention on this wasn't to criticize the Division's economy, but you asked a question about how can developers implement like stuff and not be scummy about it. There have been lots of games that implement microtransactions without doing loot boxes.
Well,
like
yeah,
they're all over the damn
And
place.
I'm not like playing devil's advocate or trying to criticize it. I'm just like, what do you mean? Like, like, give me an example or something.
Okay, Tekken 7. There's no loot boxes in Tekken 7.
Graveyard.
There's also no microtransactions. It's an online game.
Tekken 7 is a good game.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, was that the end of that course?
yeah, we were finished.
Okay, yeah.
There are games with multiplayer, like online multiplayer, that don't have microtransactions.
Yeah.
I think
I don't know if there are any persistent.
What are the different game modes?
I don't know what the other game modes are.
There might be. There might be not very many persistent games like
That's
that.
sort of what I
How
mean,
persistent is the Division's world? Maybe I don't fully Oh boy.
I mean,
It's instant.
it is instanced. The
like
hub
Diablo.
the hub areas are. I think it's like a peer-to-peer system, depending on where you are. The hub areas are
And watch out for the
MMO.
choppers,
You
right?
can see everybody that's on your server. And you can like say, "Hey, let's go do this mission," or you can start a lot of missions from those hub areas, and you can like join another party or get someone to join you, or just talk to people or whatever, buy, trade, sell things. And there's the main like New York City, the bulk of New York City, which is just you and your group. If you've paired up with any of your friends or random people from those hub areas, you can see them, and that's it. If you go into the dark zone, it's like straight up PvP MMO area. Anyone that's next to you can see you, can attack you, and so it's like it's an MMO in that area for the most part, and that's all the time.
Sure. Okay. So I can't speak to.
This isn't like Halo where you invite someone with Xbox chat or whatever, and they join you and you can play through Halo.
Yeah, it's not just matchmaking.
Yeah.
It's basically okay, yeah. I will say that any exclusively matchmaking game that has loot boxes can fuck right off because that's not expensive at all.
But Overwatch is amazing.
Overwatch is a great example of a game that can fuck right off.
That sounds like a person who doesn't mean mercy.
that is an Overwatch character.
Oh,
Good job.
you fucker.
You see, I like the idea of cosmetics in games as in and of itself to introduce variety. And
I agree.
For someone who's been playing a game for a long time,
They should be in-game rewards, though.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough, but I just like having something that I can like shoot for. If you've done everything else,
how can you possibly argue for spending more money?
I'm not arguing for loot boxes here. I'm just saying that I like
cosmetic
cosmetics.
microtransactions. Oh man, I want to spend more money on top of this $80 purchase just to unlock a cool costume that I should.
I don't condone spending money for cosmetics, but I like the idea that you can earn them in game, in many games that they are in.
But in a lot of games that have the microtransactions, you can't. You have they are only in microtransaction form.
There's a few. I don't know. It depends on the developer, and it depends on how they're integrated. I feel.
Well, I think one of the things that we've come across a number of times in this conversation, though, is online games is probably not a term that, like, an online game like Halo is very different from an online game like Elite Dangerous in terms of what is required on the game developer side in terms of, like, persistent service, right? Like, matchmaking is, like, nothing, right? They tried to convince us for many years that it was something, but it turns out that anybody can matchmake and not charge microtransactions to offset the cost of matchmaking, right?
I feel like most people can just run an MMO without charging for microtransactions.
I can't say. Well, all I'm saying is because we haven't seen that happen. So I can't. All we can say for sure is that if your game is, Tekken 7, you don't need microtransactions. One of the reasons why I object to the way Capcom's run Street Fighter is that it's like, hey, you guys know that another company's doing the same thing without microtransactions, right? Like, but I have not seen a game like The Division run without microtransactions before.
Nice. Guild Wars.
Oh my god, the fucking...
Does Guild Wars not have any microtransactions?
No, and I think Guild Wars...
I don't know, I can't speak to the second one, but the first one did.
I know, I think with Guild Wars...
Well, the first one was also very different.
Did it have a subscription?
Nope.
Guild Wars 2 famously did not have a subscription. I don't know if famous...
Neither of them did. I don't know if the second one introduced cosmetics after the fact.
What's a really
but,
cool world?
The first one, you just bought the game. They had expansions with new areas to explore, not just content that you couldn't access.
But you see how that's a very small sample size, though, right? Like we're having to go back like quite a ways.
Oh yeah, I know.
Right, to
but
get another
I'm
game.
saying that's an example of
Sure, yeah. I mean, it is. It
it
does fit
working.
the criteria I asked for. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I guess it
jeez.
depends on the circumstances. I mean, maybe in their case they own the servers.
That's also a possibility. Yeah.
Like maybe they operated them, or maybe it was just like maybe they didn't have to resort to that because they had a strong install base early on, or it
where
was
they
very
were pieces of shit.
as really recurring. But I mean, I feel like it's. I mean, I don't know enough about it to speak about it because clearly most companies are charging. I mean, even going back to the very earliest MMOs and stuff like WoW, they all had subscriptions. There was some sort of ongoing fee that was involved with
WoW
pretty
has
much all
subscriptions
MMOs.
and expansions.
Yeah, so it's like, so in that case, why can't the expansions be part of the subscription?
That's a good question. I agree with you. They should be.
You are not going to ever catch me defending WoW's payment model.
Yeah, and
Never going to happen.
But see, and I think that's.
But
Go ahead.
what's his name? Mr. T plays it.
Oh man.
He does.
But WoW
What's
also
your game?
doesn't have. Does it have microtransactions now? I feel like it might.
What
at
is this
this point.
Konami? Because it's like a pachinko machine.
I mean,
I was
the
gonna say it's like some
subscription is a
Bob Barker shit.
microtransaction. Like
You are
you're
so
paying.
screwed.
What?
You're
Like
paying
Bob Barker,
$50
where
a month
Bob
for
Barker had all
nothing.
those weird ass games where you drop shit into other shit to win cars or some shit. I don't know, man.
Plinko
Fucking
or whatever.
Bob Barker, he had a show.
Didn't Bob Barker die because his nuts were cut off?
Probably.
That's what happens when you die, right?
Or why
I mean-
can't you get in that hole?
I don't know. It's like I'm not even moving it back at all. It's like this is the lowest power
No,
mode.
you gotta go
You can
forward.
move forward.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
would
You
say-
still trust it back anyway.
How long have we been talking now? An hour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're at like
We're at
number 2 on the list?
No, we've
We're
gotten
at,
through like the majority of this
We've got
topic list.
59 minutes.
I wanted to ask Adam if he was a fan of the Walking Dead games.
Alright.
Cool. Well,
Which one?
I preferred,
The
yeah,
Wolf
first
Among
off,
Us.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and I do, oh Christ, I'm confused now. You've gone and got me confused. I've had a hard work week. I just want to come here, play some games with my friends, and not be asked hard questions.
He
Nice.
prefers to play the...
That wasn't even your hole!
I believe it was,
I
sir.
think it was. Otherwise, it would have reset him.
Yeah.
sorry.
Telltale's The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah. So
Actually, it wasn't the right hole.
The Walking Dead is
10 out of 10
at the
game.
very end of its lifetime being
Any hole counts.
being
That's my
moved-
motto.
Any hole in a storm.
being moved to the Epic Games Store.
Yeah, that's dog
so-
shit. Go to hell, Cliffy B.
If you bought the whole thing on Steam, you still get to play it on the platform you bought it on. But if you didn't buy the whole game on Steam, fuck you, because you have to play it on the Epic Games Store.
Are you laughing at?
Fucking Andrew said any hole counts. That's my motto. Sorry, Roy, I don't mean to interrupt.
That's fine. Like last week, we had a story about the Supergiant game going to the Epic Games Store, and now we've got this moving stores
Shit.
at the end of its life for some reason.
I think this hole is really easy.
And this is kind of
No, I'm just really good Aaron shop.
I really don't like this at all.
No, I don't
I
like
think
it
this is
either.
a
I think
terrible,
it's-
shitty idea. I don't fault Epic Games at all because it's like they're gonna make the most profitable move for their store. So if they want to get like an
That's
exclusive
pretty
game, then that's what they're gonna do, right?
Yeah, go to hell, please.
But like it's a huge pain in the ass, and in the end, it defeats the purpose. Like I actually like it when companies do trendy things, like if a bunch of companies are making a certain type of game, like a company's jumping on MMOs or whatever, because that means that we get a lot more choice in what we play. But it defeats the point if everybody jumps on the launcher bandwagon.
Can I ask everyone a question?
Okay.
Can we hurry this along? Because I can't stand playing this game anymore. This game's fucking awful. In case it wasn't blatantly obvious. Is there anything else to talk about?
We have a really quick way of getting through this, actually.
So the Halo series that's on Showtime has lost its director.
What?
There's a Halo series in Showtime?
Well, there will be.
Will there be?
Yeah, they announced this
Why
back
does it
when
take
they.
them to make Halo shit? They announced this like 5 years ago.
You're correct. They announced it when they announced the Xbox One. It was in the same press conference.
Fucking come on, Dan.
Also,
Was it the movie as well that they had that kind of was going to be and then wasn't going to be?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
They had what's his name?
Alex Garland.
Well, they also had
Neil Blomkamp.
Yeah.
Who's like famous for getting whatever he's working on canceled.
Yeah. Including his own fucking studio, apparently.
Well, what they hired him and then they watched his movies.
I will say Microsoft a little while ago, I think came up on my feed that said Halo Infinite gameplay reveal. I'm like, fucking A! We're trying to release this, but awesome. And then for some reason on like December 22nd, they came out with a fucking prank video because all it was the Master Chief doing this dance, like
I don't know that dance.
in the original in the original Halo 1.
That's the.
There's like a meme associated with that.
Oh, he's doing Fortnite dances now?
No, it's not. It's not a Fortnite dance.
I thought it was like
before
Pennywise
Fortnite.
or something. Is that what it is?
I don't know, but anyway, it's him
that-
in
that's the
the
leg
original
thing.
Halo Combat Evolved engine, doing that dance across Halo as they play the Halo theme on the recorder. And admittedly, it did get me because I was like, clever. But it was I just thought I should mention it.
All right, thanks, Phil.
So I thought
then.
this was about the director of 343 stepping down. But
No,
it's not.
this is about the series director for the television series stepping down because he's not. He has a conflict, right? He has a production conflict.
Well,
So-
what he
Much
did
we
is
can
he
do.
said, I don't really like how the elites look in Halo 4 and 5. I'm not a huge fan of that. I prefer their design in Halo 2 and Wars. So I can't really condone this project anymore. And he backed off. He went like this, I back off.
So that's likely to result in the
I
not
like
getting the
them
Halo
having less
series for another
polygons
little
also.
while. So far that everybody in this room forgot it existed. So
Dick.
be prepared in 5 years doing this podcast
That's
again
the Scar song.
when someone when this topic comes up again.
Oh, shit.
Well, speaking of terrible things, Razer has his Xbox keyboard.
Oh my god, I saw this. Yeah. So
I
I
don't
think
know what I did here. 'Cause
so.
what
I don't
did
know.
was this. I'm blinding myself.
I'm kind of generally confused by the Xbox.
Shut up.
I'm like, oh, this is a PC now because it's shares all the games now, and I don't like. I just don't see it. Maybe I just don't get the Xbox. I guess you could say, right?
You don't get the box?
Yeah. I don't
gotta jump
understand
in, Roy.
what the utility is as opposed to a PC. At least with a PlayStation, I get it because it's like there's a lot of like stuff that, especially if you play like JRPGs or something, there's a lot of stuff that gets made for the PlayStation that doesn't get made for other things.
It's a shitty little computer that parents can buy their 12-year-olds that can't download porn.
That's a good point, actually.
That's what it is.
And I'm not being sarcastic. That kind of does answer my question. So I would add to that it makes very little sense for it to get a keyboard and mouse, but Razer is making it, which
It has keyboard and mouse support for some reason.
yeah.
Yeah, you gotta play Fortnite with a keyboard and mouse.
Well, you do actually if you want to be good.
I've heard that like it's good. It's good that it has keyboard and mouse support.
I agree.
For shooters, that's a lot better. The problem is with most console games, they have very little options for control settings.
Yeah.
Which means that in most games with shooting, they have auto aim turned on by default,
Where the fuck
which
am
you
I?
can't turn off if you're using a mouse. So you're still auto aiming with a mouse, and it's supposedly, I can only imagine, really cumbersome to have to auto aim with a mouse.
I'm guessing that this keyboard and mouse is going to break in 2 seconds.
Oh yeah, it's broken now.
Well, what it is, it's a wireless keyboard and mouse, and the keyboard has a little, from what I could see, the keyboard has a little mouse pad attached to it. So it's it's a lap thing. You've got your wireless mouse on the mouse
That's the name of
pad.
my band.
It might just be the keyboard is placed on top of like a tray thing.
Well, Andrew, that sounds fucking disgusting. The
So it's a lap keyboard and mouse.
Yes, it's for your lap to sit on the couch with.
also, isn't the... I'm sorry, but,
Yes.
like...
These already exist. This isn't Razer inventing something. You can get
Razor's never invented
setups like
something.
that.
But, like, I don't... I don't know. I don't see it. You know? I
I'll
don't,
show it to you.
no, I've seen it.
We'll
I'm
put
saying I
a
don't-
picture up
I don't think it's a
because
good
I suck
idea.
at
We don't
explaining what
underdo
it
it.
is.
Just don't overdo it. Don't underdo it. Just do it.
So is that the list
do it.
now? We're done?
So Razer's
almost.
Terrible. Speaking of Razer, though, didn't they do something recently that like their software was botnet and shit or something?
I'm sorry, what?
There was
Oh, Jesus, I heard about this.
they're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
compromising user data or something, recording user data, something like that, selling it to
What
American
would
companies.
you get in your home?
Whatever. Razer's a
Yeah,
dog
you're
shit
talking about the
company.
mining thing. Oh, yeah, no, I've seen it. Yeah, it looks
Oh yeah,
terrible.
that's what it was. Yeah. They're a terrible company.
Yeah, it was mining. That was funny.
It's by the gamers for the Russians.
Yeah.
Well, they're letting you download software
There
that
it
will
is.
let you turn your computer into a miner.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
My computer's only like 7 anyway.
What it'll do is use the CPU for mining instead of the GPU.
That's terrible.
Yeah. But instead of you getting any bitcoins or any sort of actual currency from this, what you'll be earning is like points that you can use on the Razer store to buy
great.
products with.
Yeah.
man,
and
so-
you'll be... And it's
You mean I can
CPU
have all the
mining,
Krakens I
so...
want?
You'll be earning
Yeah.
them at a snail's pace.
Oh yeah,
The,
it'll be real slow, but you can do it.
Okay, I'm sorry, why is it CPU mining? Did anyone...
That's what I read. I couldn't. I
That's
really
the
didn't
dumbest
know.
thing I've ever heard. The,
Yeah, use the most powerful one. Being sarcastic.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to imagine why they... I've got nothing.
Whatever.
Anyways,
Bonnie Ross is in the anus inducted or something.
boy, that's not what that says.
Who's Bonnie Ross?
So
ISIS.
Bonnie Ross, if you don't know, you've probably seen her. Even if you don't know who she
This
is.
is
Is
one
Bonnie
of the
Ross
heads.
the director of 343?
That's correct.
Oh.
And she has been a part of a lot of the like coolest games ever.
What did she make?
She was on the team that worked on the original Counter-Strike, the original Mass Effect.
Yeah, what else have you done lately, though?
The well, right now she oversees like the Halo stuff.
Oh, so you're ruining shit now.
You know what she did? She was like, you know what? I think I don't like the art design of this of the Elite Halo 3 and 4 and 2 or 2 and 3 and Reach and stuff. We need to change that so that it and everyone was like, no, you're a madman. It's like, no, they need to be big and lumbering and change the armor slightly, even though it doesn't make a lot of sense. And everyone was like, we'll do it, but we're gonna fight this the whole way. And there was an epic clash inside 343.
So she was. So if you don't know about that academy whose full name I forget,
Oscars?
it's the Oscars. They
The automatic induction.
a lot of their
automatic
inductees
system.
in the past, like they're Will Wright, Kojima, people like that, like important industry people, and she was inducted, and she's done a lot of important work over the years, so that's pretty cool.
Cool. Good for her.
I have one last thing to mention.
Fire away.
If this is the last thing.
Jeez.
I recently watched a show came on Netflix a little while ago, and I watched it. It's called Happy, as in the emotion with an exclamation mark.
Oh wait, is this the one with?
Yes, it stars Patton Oswalt as a tiny CGI flying unicorn, and Christopher Meloni, I believe is how you pronounce his name. Maloney.
That's Maloney.
Maloney. Okay, Christopher
Or maybe
Meloni.
Melanie.
Who people would know as Detective Stabler from SVU.
That's
Law and
right.
Order SVU.
Yeah.
He plays a disgraced homicide detective in the New York Police Department who became a hitman and is then contacted by this little blue
Is this
flying
SV2?
unicorn. Essentially.
Oh.
He's contacted by this little blue unicorn that says, hey, I'm the imaginary friend of this girl, Haley. She's your estranged daughter. You need to go and rescue her. You're the only one who can. And the show is about... It's really, really good. I
There's
highly
a pedo?
recommend everybody watch it. It's really funny. It's got great acting. I don't know what my... I did just there. That was weird.
Hit it
Sorry.
really hard and see if you can do a lap.
It's. I like to imagine that this show is because Melini left SVU at the end of season 12 or 11 or whatever it is. I like to imagine that this is Detective Stabler, just like a few years after he left SVU, he's disgraced. He's become a hitman, and he does like coke, and he's an alcoholic and all that. So he went from being this upstanding citizen to this like fucking wreck of a human being who just murders everybody. But seriously, this is a really, really good show. I think of everyone here, Rory and definitely Andrew would like it the most. I think Sandy and Aaron would also like it really well, but I think Andrew, I think this is your kind of show. I highly recommend the show to everybody. Definitely not safe for work though.
Patton Oswalt got his knob out?
No, but
Who watches TV shows at work?
I do.
I do too.
Shut up, Rory.
That was the joke.
Pretty sure Aaron does.
Yeah.
I don't.
I think Andrew's the only one who doesn't watch TV shows at work.
I have to actually do work.
And Sandy.
Job.
Fuck. I'm professional as shit.
And I just wanted to highly recommend. If you're looking for something to watch, it's only 8 episodes. It's really, really good. Very intricate plot. The acting is great. I don't watch a lot of TV shows, and I certainly don't binge a lot of TV shows. So when I binge this show, you know it's.
I'm surprised that you watched a television show.
Yeah.
To be honest.
It has CG in it.
That's not why I watched it, though. I watched it because I heard somebody say, hey, this is like SVU. It's like Detective Stabler lost his mind. I'm like, you know what? I gotta see this. And it's... I'll be damned if you can't really easily write a headcanon about it. It's pretty good.
Well, there you
but
go.
SVU is terrible.
Oh, yeah. But I just like the idea of like the main guy in SVU becoming some sort of psychopath after he like gets disgraced from the force. After fucking Ice-T says one too many stupid things.
Ice-T's the man.
You look at like Game of Thrones and True Detective, and it's like, but this show's like SVU. And it's like, oh man, I gotta watch that.
also, like, well, I actually don't like SVU at all. I just found it fun for the headcanon. But the show is also a sci-fi original, and for the fact that this is...
What is it, a super vag urine or something?
What?
What does it stand for?
Special Victims Unit.
Oh.
No, I think
super
Aaron
vag
was
unit?
right.
Urine, I say.
Oh.
Anyways, what were you about to say, Adam?
I said for a sci-fi original TV show, this is actually really good. This is like a...
They've done a lot of good shows.
Yeah, but that's not a name that you normally associate with quality.
I don't know. I think they're good.
Who?
Sci-fi.
Oh my god.
Oh, no, they're
okay.
dog shit. They're dog shit. Yeah.
I don't agree.
You should watch the
What
show.
about
and you actually
Stargate
like
Atlantis?
it. That was a good
Dark
show.
Matter.
Stargate Atlantis was good.
Alphas. I think they did Killjoys.
They need to, like, give shows a budget.
Battlestar? They did Battlestar?
They also did Battlestar.
Budget getting not great for that either.
I mean, yeah. They could be doing a lot better, and therefore I think it's garbage. But...
You know what they could do in order to make more money to get a higher budget is they could introduce these microtransaction things, so you can watch little extra little things.
Yeah, why not?
So, like,
change
after making
the,
Battlestar, how did they not get
cosmetic
enough money
stuff?
to give expands a budget?
Oh man, I just unlocked Captain Adama's new outfit.
Oh man, I've just unlocked Guy's Baltark like a fucking moron again.
Oh, he's terrible.
He's awesome. Shut up.
Oh man, I've just unlocked Lee Adama destroying the one fucking good ship humanity had left. Oh, better sacrifice this awesome Starship Pegasus in order to save this dog ship Battlestar Galactica.
Better pull you away from all the cool sciencey space stuff to show you this skinny white guy talking to Trisha Helfer.
Anyway, let's end.
I feel like you guys are bashing Battlestar, even though it's amazing.
It's a good show up until, you know, some things happen.
Maybe let HBO make it. Remake
I
Battlestar.
Oh, shit! That was some shade coming out of Aaron right there.
What's that? I'm all shade. It's not just coming out Dan. It's always coming out. Watch out for shade.
That's racist.
It's like a
could
diary
be.
of shade.
Anyway, watch out
secret
for
you
Bonnie
said.
Ross or whatever your point was.
What?
Have a Merry Christmas, everybody, whenever it is coming out.
Can you end?
Is Bonnie short for something?
Yes.
Like Bonald?
Coming out on Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Happy New Year.
We'll see you later.